Take it easy.
You're right! Huh? Oh no. Tanari, are you okay? Oh, so you passed out because of the heat!
That's right. I usually bring lots of water when I go to the desert. I went through all my water very quickly, and with the effects of the disturbed ley lines, I started feeling dizzy. My ancestors, the Valukashuna, were originally from the desert. But I guess this is what happens when a species migrates.
This isn't the time for a history lesson. Let's get...
Humans. Such fragile beings. Your bodies can't even survive extreme changes in the environment. Here, take this.
Are you serious? This had better be just normal water. Hey! You're leaving... Paimon!
I'm feeling a little better now.
Oh, it wasn't just the two of us. Just now...
Found you at last.
Sino! You're here too!
I was concerned, so I came back to check on you. Will you be...
The fur on my tail is so dry, it's practically been singed right off. It appears I'm not suited to this particular round. I should probably just return to Aru village and rest.
Really? So you're backing...
Yes. I do have my results in the first round to serve as a buffer, so even if I forfeit this round, I still have a chance to turn things around later. Withdrawing now will allow me to conserve my energy. Continuing to push onward would be counterproductive.
A wise decision. Let's get...
It's fine.
Oh, stop trying to be so polite. Come on, we'll help you back to our...
Take it easy.
How are you feeling now, Tainari? Do you want to rest some more?
There's some shade here, so we can stop for a while.
All right.
Sino and Tainari. And you've got the Traveler. Oh, hey, yeah, the sun was too strong. What about you?
Unfortunately not. I'm not quite as capable as I thought.
Withdraw?
I believe the rules do provide for such a situation. Al-Haytham did say that the act of leaving the competition ground...
Didn't I ask you if you were alright before this? If you had just decided to withdraw then, you wouldn't have had to suffer.
Well, I had to try, didn't I? So I tried, and it didn't work out. When I get back, I'm definitely going to make a batch of sun-resistant oil. Next time I venture into the desert, I'll be prepared. By the way, you're Layla, aren't you? You don't look...
I did feel a little faint when I first entered the desert, but I feel a lot better after. Be careful not to put... don't worry.
Feeling the pressure?
Uh-huh.
Your expression is similar to the ones I see on criminals' faces.
To tell you the truth, I'm still not sure whether I have what it takes to represent the... Most people voted for me because of all the rumors surrounding me. And to be honest, those rumors don't really mean anything. Even the people who usually criticize me voted for me this time. So I feel like I have to live up to...
So their expectations are putting pressure on you.
Yes. Actually, I heard that you were voted in as well, Tiny.
To be completely honest, firstly, those who expect things from you do not necessarily do so for benign reasons. On the other hand, those who do consider your feelings certainly wouldn't want you. Next, we are researchers. Our primary duty is to interact with knowledge, not to meet others' expectations. As for me, I took part in this competition to advertise for an academic lecture at Gandharvaville next month. I'll obviously try my best during the competition, but I won't let any additional pressure get to me. I think you can also try to find a clearly defined goal. That may help you.
I understand.
I'm absolutely parched after talking so much.
I've still got some water with me.
No, I'll be all right. We aren't far from Aru village, so I can go the rest of the way myself. You should get back to the competition.
Yes. All right then.
Hey, don't talk like that. I'm not dead. Everyone, I'll be heading back now.
I'll continue searching for the ley line disruptor.
Are you feeling better now? Yeah, I feel like some of the weight has been taken off my shoulder. It's been a long time since I first left my hometown to come to the academia, and every day here has been so precious. But all sorts of complex astrological models, countless quizzes, and essays that took all my brain power to barely finish. Each of those things are like huge boulders barreling at me, forcing me to... When I was chosen as my Darshan's representative, it felt like another boulder was added to the ones already rolling behind me. Every time I close my eyes, I think of all the people I'd disappoint if I mess up. Yeah, I think that's what Tainari was trying to... You're our good friends, which is why you didn't stop him from dropping out of this round, and why you don't feel disappointed in me. That's right! No need to feel... that said, he did also say that he hopes I could have more concrete goals for taking part in this competition. Anyway, I won't take up any more of your time. You still have to record the other contestants' progress, don't you? Perhaps they've had some breakthroughs while... True. We should go look for the others. Now, who's left? Tainari's dropped out for the round, you could go see how Madame Farozan's doing. I've heard that she's quite knowledgeable about... Okay, let's go look for fun. Faruzan. Have you made any progress?
You're just in time. I'm about to start digging.
Oh, you found the leyline disruptor already?
Such a simple problem could never confound me. Not long after entering the desert, I discovered a primal construct that was acting abnormally, so I followed it all the way here. Once I got near here, it suddenly disappeared. Something unusual must be happening around this area.
You're a true expert, Madam Faruzan. You know what to do.
Well, I do happen to have more experience than most. But that aside, has anyone completed this challenge yet?
Nope, not yet.
Well then, I suppose I'll be the first. What about that? Oh?
He's not used to being out.
Huh. I didn't think he would have such a weakness. I suppose he could. What about the others? Is that Ratawahist girl still a bundle of nerves?
Tainari gave Layla some advice, and she seems to be doing a lot better now. Sino just started his search for the disruptors, and as for that guy, well...
And what about Kaveh? Has he found a leyline disruptor yet?
Paimon doesn't think so, or our locators would...
Strange. What's he lollygagging for? With his skills, you should have heard something from him by now. Well, I'm afraid the most thrilling moments are already done here. You should probably go find Kaveh and see...
Busted! Take it easy.
Come on, stop following me! I already gave you all the food I had on me. You can cry all you want. I don't have any more food. All I have left is a half bottle of water, and I can't possibly give you that. Without water, traveling in the desert will be incredibly difficult. And I still need to... Merak, can you help me out here? Keep them away.
Kaveh, there you are! Faruzan told us to come see how you're doing. What are you...
Just thinking about it makes me upset. Not long after I entered the desert, I was accosted by these fellows. I don't know why, but they didn't leave the competition grounds. And now the leyline disruptions have left them confused and circling around the area. The moment they saw me, they wouldn't leave me alone. They even cheated me out of my limited food supply. Hey, didn't I ask you to keep them away?
Kaveh, is this flying metal thingy yours?
That's right. This is my toolbox.
Your toolbox? Huh. It seems pretty fancy.
Sometimes I need to carry things when I go out, so it's handy to have a portable toolbox.
Well, this definitely doesn't look like an
It's a long story. When I was working in the desert, I ran into a merchant group who had a machine core they excavated from some tomb. It was clearly from King Deshret's civilization. His technology still isn't fully understood, and Kasharawar has many different opinions on this topic. Our current theories cannot explain such mysteries. Upon seeing such a rare, complete specimen before me, I forked over all the mora on my person to purchase it. Some time back, I wanted to make an automated case that could store my offloaded items. With that core, I created Merak. It can't understand commands that are too complex, but it can serve as my assistant and help me with things like mapping and surveying. Most importantly, it can't talk, so it can't give me any attitude. Oh, yes. Thanks for helping hide the fact that I live at Al-Haytham's place earlier. I hope this season of my life ends soon, so I can get things back on track. Things just started going downhill at some point. Maybe it all started when my mom remarried and left for Fontaine. Or maybe it all started when I spoke to Al-Haytham in the library. Or maybe it's because constructing the Palace of Alcazar's burned through my funds. I'm still paying off the debt from that one. Oh, when's this going to end? Now that I think about it, I guess we're all up. It's not like any of you asked to be trapped in a ley line disruption. Okay, let me get you all out.
Kaveh, aren't you going to look for the ley line disruptor?
Yes, but I can't just leave them here, can I? Oh, forget it. The more I think about this, the more I feel a headache coming on. I'll get back to Sir. Time's a-wasting. I'm off.
Kaveh looks like he's conflicted. He really wants to win, but he can't ignore those he wants to help. Paimon's always felt like he's the type who easily gets himself into tough spots. Paimon doesn't mean this in an insulting way, but he seems like the kind of guy who'd be really easy to take advantage of. Whoa, someone's done already! Right? Wonder who it is. Let's go back and
Verification complete. Congratulations on being this round's...
Ooh, so Sino was the quickest!
I am from Spontamod, after all. We know a lot about ley lines, so finding a disruptor was never going to be particularly difficult.
Since the Traveler and Paimon also happen to be here, do you have anything you want to say?
Anything I want to say? My friend, the bonds of yesterday will forge the road to tomorrow. With the ties of friendship that bind us, I won't lose. That's a line from King of Invocations, one of my favorite works, and it sums up my thoughts right now.
It might be a good thing that Tainari isn't here, or else he'd give Sino a good smack right about now.
Oh wow, it's already so late. Everyone's probably running low on food and water. It'll only get harder from here on out.
Something similar happened in King of Invocations.
Any thoughts on that, all?
I have no thoughts regarding King.
Milu obviously wasn't asking about that.
Deserts are much more dangerous at night, so this competition should be nearing its end. At the moment, only Farazan, Layla, and
I wonder who the next person to find a disruptor will be.
Wait, only 3 people are left? Tainari forfeited, and Sino's already done. What about Hector?
He also forfeited not long ago.
Ugh, Paimon can't understand what he's thinking, but like Al-Haytham said, this round's almost over. Let's go see what the other contestants are doing.
Take it easy.
Hello again. You know, it suddenly occurred to me that you guys have had to do a lot of running around this time. Don't you find it... Really? The desert's getting colder now that night's falling, and the wind can really sting your face. Has anyone finished? Sino's already shut one down. Have you made any progress yet? I circled the whole area, but I didn't find anything. But I did have the chance to think some... Well, my fellow Rataohist members must have all put my name forward for different reasons. And maybe a lot of them only picked me, but be that as it may, I believe that a lot of them... And I want to live up to their expectations. I don't want them to... Huh? But doesn't thinking like that put a lot of pressure on... Of course, that comes with some amount of pressure for sure. But now I've thought about it, that may not sound like a huge difference to you, but it's helped me relax a lot. Well, that's great! Also, now that I've relaxed, I'm suddenly... I think I'll just... But the competition isn't over.
Wait! You're...
Good to see you too. It's nice to be out. Feels... Well, since I'm here, I guess I should help her finish this. What are we supposed to be doing here again? Let me see. Looks like she's basically gathered all the information. Come with me, you two. Do you ever get the feeling that the ley lines have a regular flow? Similar to the way that celestial bodies follow fixed orbits. If we were looking down from on high, I wonder whether we'd find that the ley lines are just the reflections of the stars upon the Earth. Not all astrological phenomena can be directly observed. Some are deductions based on other details that we know. It's the same situation with the ley lines. The parts of them that are hidden underground can be identified via elemental energy, sound, and other phenomena. Plus, now that someone has shut one of the disruptors down, the contrast between before and after can provide me with further information still. Let me see. It should be here, I think. This should be it, right? I'll turn it off. That should restore the ley lines in the area to normal.
Nice work!
Again, I didn't do any of the real work. I'm just wrapping up. She'll probably wake up soon. No doubt she'll be a little disoriented at first, but once she's got her bearings, she'll go... Will you be staying here for a while? Or...
Oh, time to check our locator. Whoa, it looks like Kaveh and Faro's...
Perhaps they're about to find the lost disruptor. Also, speaking of Kaveh...
Huh? Why do you...
Before the second round, he had a chat with the other me. He said that worries can be like illnesses. They don't always have a magic cure. Sometimes you just have to endure them as best you can until they run their course. But the way I see it, his situation is much worse than my other self's. She just hadn't found what she wanted to do at the Kaveh, meanwhile, knows what he wants to do. He's convinced that he has to win, and yet he still seems conflicted. He doesn't have a second personality, but somehow he still seems that he's at odds with himself in some way. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's like he's smiling on the outside, but there's no joy inside, only sorrow. Still, who knows? He must be more experienced than me. Maybe he's just better at... but back to the topic of wrapping up. Shouldn't you be getting back to the...
Oh, true. Okay then, guess we'll be going now. Kaveh and Farazan were super But between the two of them...
Take it easy.
It should be around...
Finally found it.
Kaveh?
Oh, Madame Faruzan. And here I thought you would have
Farazan! Kaveh! Oh, looks like Layla's already...
I didn't expect that you and I would find a disruptor at the same time. How are the other contestants doing?
Tainari and Hakai forfeited, while Sino and Layla are already done. Huh? That's weird. Didn't you start digging real...
Yes, I kept digging, but instead of finding a disruptor, I found a ruin. I fell down pretty deep, and it was completely dark in there. It took me quite some time to unlock the various mechanisms and return to the surface.
That's...
Finishing a week's worth of trials in such a short time. Huh. That's pretty amazing, madam.
What about you? Why are you so late?
I encountered a lot of lost desert foxes along the way, and I brought them to the outskirts of the competition zone. When I came back, I was absolutely parched. And then I blacked out. Probably when I woke up, it was already night. I used the last of my strength to come here.
A most curious reason indeed. But are you sure you're all right? You said you were familiar with...
It was problematic, but that had nothing to do with me being a genius. It was... the way I did things wasn't optimal, but I wouldn't have been comfortable not doing it either. My conscience would have weighed on me.
Youths these days. Each stranger than the next. But back to the main issue at hand. Since we are both very certain that this is where the final leyline disruptor is, let's dig it up then. Well, this is indeed it. Of that there is no doubt. But how shall we count the score this time? What is it, youngster? You see...
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that this round's finally over. There shouldn't be any more innocent creatures getting wrapped up in danger. As for the points, I guess we can draw lots again later. I can't think of anything better.
Alright, in that case, let's all head back to Aru Village. Paimon thinks you'll both need some water and rest.
Looks like the second round is over. I wonder who is faster, Kaveh or Madame Farazan? Huh? Where's Madame Farazan?
She went to get water. She'll be back shortly. We basically arrived at the same time, so we'd like to draw lots again.
You get caught up in some things so easily, like drawing...
I'm not caught up in anything! Don't make it sound like I take pleasure in...
Really? Then should I say that you have a curious affinity for drawing lots?
I'll go get the box and slips of paper for the lots. Please wait a moment.
Oh, here we go again. Let's see how I fit.
I got it! Did you see that? I won!
Congratulations!
Looks like Kave's luck's taking it.
Fine.
It looks like you've been rewarded for your tribulations in the desert. This round's points are yours.
And with that, our second round is done. Sino, Layla, and Kaveh are our victorious contestants. As for the current standings, let me see. Sino and Layla both have 4 points, putting them both in first place. The rest in descending order are Tainari, Farazan, Kaveh. The next round will be the final one. Please rest up before then, everyone. I heard that some stalls at the Wisdom Gala are debuting new games, so feel free to drop by if you're interested. Otherwise, see you next round. this entire time.
Traveler, Paimon. I finally found you.
Finally?
Don't you feel like there's something off about this year's academia? When Candace and I were at the cafe earlier, we might have caught sight of some mercs on business. Thing is, they were disguised as tourists, but no disguise can mask the stench of blood. Just from their suspicious looks, I bet they do dirty work like kidnapping or assassinations.
We eavesdropped on them for a while. Their target seems to be someone called Sachin.
Sachin? Isn't that the person who Karina mentioned during the openings? He's apparently the sponsor behind the competition prizes and the Diadem of Knowledge, but he hasn't shown himself at all.
Sounds like a rich person, all right. The Eremites have been struggling to make ends meet recently, so a lot of groups have been doing private work that involves the rich. In their words, one gig sets you up for half a year. Just one job like this nets them enough mora to take it easy for a while.
The extravaganza has brought many tourists to Sumeru City all at once, so it's likely that they took advantage. Dia and I wanted to directly capture them, but they were on guard and made some excuse to slip away.
I would have tied him up if it wouldn't have caused a scene. Who's legally supposed to take care of this kind of thing? The Matra or the Corps of 30?
If Sino were here, he'd definitely get involved. Why don't we head over to the Academia? And thanks a million, you two.
Not at all. It was coincidence.
Yeah, don't sweat it. The Eremite's reputation is gonna get even worse if these scumbags succeed. But this is Sumeru City. Candace and I don't have as much freedom to act here, so we're leaving this in your hands.
Should you require our aid, come find us at the...
Paimon's noticed that something's bugging you. Is it the extravaganza? 'Cause Paimon's starting to think that there's more than meets the eye here, too. But thinking like this isn't doing anything.
Take it easy.
Everyone hold hands. Don't be scared.
Sorry for the wait. Pepper, I'll call everyone over, and then we—
Let us give you a hand. Maybe we really should have prepared a gift. Then we could also— As it is, all we can do is wait and watch.
Maybe we should. I didn't do that great of a job. And.
Oh, don't think like that. Remember our promise? And besides, you've never attended a celebration event before, so this will be a great opportunity.
I'm still.
There's nothing to be worried about. Just take a step forward. There aren't any scary people here.
Right.
All right. Maybe this— Everyone, over here! Inaya has something great to—
Wait! I've already said that I'm not ready yet.
Take it easy and relax. Deep breath in. If you don't say anything, then all the hard work we put into embroidery practice would have gone to waste.
Using it as a gift, though? It really isn't that.
So when Inaya was talking about making a prop, she was actually preparing a present. Yeah, it feels like she still doesn't really see, but it looks like Nilu's trying—
Actually, Inaya had prepared a special present for everyone before the celebration kicked off.
Woohoo! We're gonna get our first present for Miss Inaya!
Pipe down! The louder you all are, the more— You've worked on it for so long, so have some confidence.
You've got this!
Is Mr. Zubair here? Sheikh Zubair, this is an urgent notice from the Academia. This celebration, or whatever it—
What a condescending guy!
Since Zubair Theater has long violated the Academia's policies and orders, we have decided to demolish it. As its manager, you must halt all operations and dismiss all staff members within 30 days, after which you will report to the Academia for further punishment. Little girl, this is not the first time you've been—
I didn't hear anything about demolition the last time I asked, and now I suddenly only We have more shows planned, but it's impossible to do anything in just 30 days. How am I supposed to explain this to my customers and staff?
That issue is of no concern to me. You seem to understand the situation quite clearly. Perhaps you can reflect on the reasons why you have failed to prepare—
Demolition?
The Academia has never liked us, and they've never respected our work. To them, what we do is all a waste of time. This isn't the first time they've come by. They had asked us several times in the past to improve the quality of our performances by only putting on shows they consider to be sufficiently intellectual. But our audience isn't the Academia. It's the people of the Grand Bazaar. If our shows are too difficult to understand or too removed from everyday life, nobody would watch. Changing our content would not only mean turning our backs on our vision, it would also directly lead to the loss of our livelihoods. Yeah, the theater is very—
The way they're doing things is so—
But I also don't know how we can stop them.
I do not wish to explain everything again from the beginning. Time is of the essence, so you should—
But none of us plan to accept this. Such an abrupt notice is contrary to
Ask whoever you will. The answer will remain the same. We have already given you sufficient—
Enough! Does your audacity know no limits, Father?
Huh? Father?
What Academia? This is all because you don't like Zubair Theater. You're just using the Academia's name to— Let me tell you. Even if you manage to tear down this place, you've always been awful. But even I never thought my
This is strictly business. It has nothing to do with where you are, what you do, or what you... I hope you all have not been irrevocably blinded by folly. I will not wrap everything up and make preparations to shut down at once.
Why is he always like that?
This is quite the misfortune, but there's nothing we... That's it for today, everyone. Let's clean up. I'll go talk to them again tomorrow. The storms that come out of the...
Sorry. I invited you thinking this was going to be a happy occasion.
There's no need to apologize, Nilu. No one could have seen this coming. Oh, Paimon just wishes she could have at least got... Is what that guy said true? The Academia has already given...
Yeah, I guess you could say that. They've always seen us as being knowledge is king in Sumeru, and their pursuit of it leaves no room for the arts. But if that's all it is, there's also no reason to go so far as to demolish the theater. After Inaya ran away from home, I brought her here to Zubair Theater. She rarely talks about her family. All I know is that she didn't get along. I never expected it to blow up like...
If you did nothing wrong, then there's no reason to listen to the Academia.
Nahida? You mean Lesser...
She'd probably help if she knew what was going on. No matter how nasty the Academia could get, surely they can't win against Lesser Lord Kusanali.
No. I wasn't doubting her ability. I just feel like we shouldn't bother her with such a trivial problem. Plus, if the Dendro Archon were to intervene, then it wouldn't feel like our victory was earned.
That's true. Who cares? Let's just take him in a fight.
I'll try to think of something. We can't just let everyone... What to do?
Can you pretend to shut down, but secretly Or we could go through a list of customers and try to see if anyone in there might be willing to help out. That also doesn't sound like it.
A debate? Well, scholars do love to use them to solve their problems.
Oh, if we can prove to Inaya's father that the Academia's position doesn't hold water, then they won't have a reason...
I see. Defeating... It's a good idea, but which one of us could hope... Huh? No. I'm the literal worst at argument. I can't debate.
Nilu, you are only so stressed out right now because you care so...
This theater holds a special meaning in all of our hearts, but I just don't know. Can I really take on such a huge
Paimon will help too. You'll feel a lot more confident after doing some prep work. Believe in yourself.
Thanks, you two. All right. Even though I may fail, I'll do my very best for everyone's sake.
That's our Nilu.
Okay, let's head back and tell...
Take it easy.
Trying to best the academia in a debate is attempting the impossible. If you really want to try, I won't stop you. It's not like our situation can get any worse.
I don't think it's entirely hopeless. To Sharif, Nilu's approach will come off as naive, but that kind of frankness is exact. Things might turn out differently from what you expect.
I am in favor of such a romantic feat. No playwright will turn down a compelling underdog story.
Sure, in fiction, but I'm not sure how well that will translate. I'm not saying that I don't support you, Nilu. If you need my... Anything is better than just standing aside and watching the theater get demolished.
I'm also pitching in. Let's show the academia that we have some...
Thank you, everyone. I feel a lot...
Not to rain on your parade. He's erudite, meticulous, demanding, and exceedingly familiar with rigorous logic. You all already knew that. But you just didn't want to hurt Nilu's feelings. But when all's said and done, aren't you hurt?
That's enough!
Sorry, I've ruined them. I just can't force myself to expect a positive outcome. Nilu shouldn't have to push herself for the sake of an impossible...
Yeah! It's way too early to give up!
You're right, Inaya. We're up against the academia. Everyone knows that they're very powerful. But I still want to try. I'm reluctant to just let Zubair Theater go. And it's not just me. I think everyone else here feels the same way. If we're unhappy, say what's on your mind, and do what you think should be done. If we fail after that, then at least after all, the only thing we can control right now is our choice at this very...
I understand what you're trying to say. I hope...
Then, could I trouble you to tell your father about our... You can still get in touch with your family.
Yes.
Then, please help us pass on my request. I've never participated in a debate, and truth be told, I'm still not, but since we've decided on a debate, I'll do my best to prepare for it. I'll gather everyone's thoughts and let them be known to all. I, by myself, definitely don't have enough wisdom to beat your father. But what about the entire theater combined?
Right.
That's right, Miss. Beat the bad guy! Justice will prevail!
Make him eat dirt! You two. We aren't getting into a fight, but thank you for your encouraging words.
Well said back there, Nilu.
I felt that I might have said a bit too much. Anyway, we better start... Mr. Zubair, we're trying to put together a list of arguments that might be useful.
It won't be difficult to explain our position. They're in the wrong. I have meticulously managed this theater's affairs for years, and I have abided by every procedure, and I did all of that to protect ourselves if something like this were to occur. I didn't expect them to disregard the rules altogether. Yes, I know. But anyone who's staying at the... If I can't even protect the members of the theater from outside pressure, then I have failed in summary, you need sufficient confidence and strict adherence to the rules. At least for now, they don't have the authority to demolish the theater. As long as you double down on that point and force them to concede it, you'll gain an advantage.
All right.
I've seen many situations like this before. The academia sure likes to get its nose into... While you prepare for the debate, I will also prepare the theater for the potential aftermath. It's best to prepare for the... Once you're done chatting, do me a favor and tell our customers that we're canceling all of our shows.
Do we really have to?
Right now, no one's in the right frame of mind to perform. I have to consider both our staff and our customers. That's it. Nilu, with your talent and youth, you had the least to lose out of all of us. And yet you were still the first to take a stand.
I've never thought about leaving your theater, Mr. Zubair. I truly love this place. And I also want to keep dancing with everyone else.
You're becoming more... Do your best. We'll do all that we can, and leave the rest...
Her?
my teacher.
When the day comes, I'll get my friends and the theater's customers to come and support Neil. If anything goes wrong, I'll have them scream and shout and drown out whatever Sharif's... I can't do that? Fine, I'll...
Paimon doesn't really want to talk.
So, you've already developed some prejudices against me. And to think, I was just about to put forward a
Oh, Paimon will listen to that.
Although, I know not if you have a new answer to my previous question. Now seems like an appropriate time to revisit it. What do you think is...
This again.
We probably do need to tackle this question if we want to prove the value of the arts. I don't know how to explain it, but all I know is that when my performance makes... Does that count as a meaning?
You answered him so seriously. Careful, Nilu. This guy's ramblings never make any sense.
No. Nilu's answer far surpasses your... The meaning of art comes not from its creators, but from its audience. In other words, only art that can be appreciated by others will impart its essence and value. This is something that the academia can never understand. I once pursued the mastery of art, much like how a researcher would chase wisdom and knowledge. However, the more of a connoisseur I became, the less I felt I understood. I began to question what it truly meant for art to be understood. I found that I could comprehend even the most complex and sophisticated of works. And yet somehow I remained even perplexed about this conundrum until I visited this theater and watched one of Nilu's performances.
It was that life-changing?
Everyone here had a joyous part in the overall experience. The actors upon the stage basked in the love of their audience, while those in the house immersed themselves in the wondrous ambiance. In all honesty, from a purely critical point of view, the performances here...
Hey!
But what bewildered me was how, despite the performance's middling quality, they captivated their whole audience. They captivated even me. I realized then that I had walked the wrong road. The mastery of art, I left the so-called frontiers of artistic research and came to this theater. Art will no longer be a castle in the sky. Whether it be inspiring or entertaining, art must be appreciated by others to confer value. If art cannot accomplish that, then it is meaningless.
When you put it that way, Mr. Zubair and I refused to follow the Academia's orders to change our shows for a similar reason. To put it simply, we were afraid that our shows would lose their meaning if people couldn't understand them.
I once stood in the spotlight, but I relinquished fame and acclaim for the freedom I enjoy today. I care not for where my feet may take me next, but Nilu, you already stand upon the finest stage there is, and that is a rare gift. You cannot give it up, not even to the...
I understand.
Dust the cobwebs away from the eyes of those scholars.
He really seemed to care a lot about the theater.
Once you get to know him, you'll realize that he's actually...
I've gained a whole... Inaya was right. It wasn't out of after all. I'd be a terrible... She knows better than...
This just came out...
Beats me. Everyone...
This just came...
Beats me.
This just came...
Beats me.
No one is allowed.
Watch out, Mr.
I didn't expect you all to challenge the academia. That reminded me of my younger years. Back then, I feared nothing and no one, and I was always charging into the most dangerous of... I can't do things like that anymore, but those were some...
Sorry. If the theater really ends up getting demolished...
It's all right. There's no need to think such heavy thought. Have faith in the resilience of an adventurer. We can always figure something.
But won't you have regrets if things just come to an abrupt end? It'd be like when you were forced to stop adventuring.
Ah, so that's what you were... Relax. I've had a lot of experience with regret. Look at us now. Serene and Abi are happy. And Serene has also just passed his theater exam. He can start act. He was thrilled because he can soon perform on the same stage as you. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for our past struggles. And would Serene have become a happier person? That's hard to say.
Are you trying to make us feel better?
Yes, but I truly do mean what I say. Being the most important thing about an experience is I can choose to believe that my life ended with my husband's death. Or I can choose to believe that it was a blessing in disguise. Similarly, even if this theater disappears, a new beginning might just be good and bad are all human-made concepts. It all depends on...
You have a point.
Nilou, I know how important Zubair... You don't have to be so nervous. We're all here with you. The theater won't go down so easily.
Thank you, Miss Raykar.
No need to thank me. If anything, you inspired me with your bravery. You might have what it takes to become an excellent adventurer.
You're too... All right, I gotta cheer up. I can't waste everyone's work.
Good. My children and I will be cheering...
You're here. Is the theater actually...
He's been worried sick for a while now. He wouldn't stop talking the whole way back.
Hey, you...
What exactly happened? Did someone come down from...
Yes. He told us that we have to shut down the theater within 30 days. And that it's going...
What the heck? That came with no warning.
They're messing with us again.
Don't tell me you'll have to...
Come on. You know the answer to that.
Yeah, it is a direct...
There's no need to worry, though. I'm preparing for a public... If I win, we might be able to overturn things and change their minds.
Really? That's terrific.
Mine too. So what was their excuse, anyway? They still not a fan of the theater's
Yeah.
Good thing they have the power to make rash decisions about things they don't even understand, huh?
Yeah, they need to touch more grass, not books.
Exactly. They want to look down on us? Ha! We'll look...
Don't worry. Everyone here has your back. The Academia's recklessness won't get them in...
Right. They might think that some forms of knowledge are more valuable than others, but everyone can equally appreciate. If they don't believe that, send them my way. I got them beat on this subject.
Maybe you can prepare some questions on the details of dance performance to make things harder for them at the debate.
Ignore him. He's joking. Just do things your way. No matter what, we will always...
Thank you all so much. Your understanding is...
There are always more solutions than problems. If you need help during the debate, just shout and the entire Grand Bazaar will be at your beck and call.
Gotta show them who has the
I feel like the pieces are starting to fall into place. Let's head back to the theater and organize our thoughts. Abby? Have you seen Miss Inaya?
No, Miss Nilo. Miss Inaya isn't back yet. Wasn't she just passing on a message? Does she really need this much time?
Traveler, Paimon, I think what if Inaya never planned to come back?
What?
It's just a gut feeling, but knowing her, she probably feels like she probably thinks that all of this happened because she was staying here.
Oh, right. As soon as her father showed up, she said that her father was targeting her. So
she has a long-standing conflict with her father. That's why she ran away. She doesn't think that we can win the debate, and she doesn't want to implicate us. So she thought leaving was the best thing to do.
And then she just quietly...
Exactly. She's being too pessimistic. How will you know? Anyway, first things first. We have to...
But where should we start? Sumeru...
I think I might know. Let's start by looking before I brought her to Zubair Theater. If she has nowhere else to go after leaving the theater, she might go back and strike out on her own again.
Then let's go take a look.
Yes.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation.
Investigated Siraj with? Arav, wasn't it? Let's...
Hello, both. It's been a while. Someone's planning to kidnap Sachin. Goodness. Though I suppose it's not all that. The growing popularity of the extravaganza has given him quite the reputation boost as its sponsor. He's seen as one of these super rich types.
Well, since he's got a target on his back now, shouldn't you send some people to protect him?
To tell you the truth, we've thought about doing just that. However, Sachin apparently prefers to spend most of his time out doing field work, and hardly ever comes back to Sumeru City. No one has been Our only lead is something he once said. Each time the Inter-Darshan Championship is held, I will be watching from close by to choose a suitable person to inherit my estate. Assuming he remains committed to that promise, then he must be right here in the city somewhere. I suspect that the Eremites in question must have heard about that as well, and decided to come here and try their luck.
So they shouldn't know where Sachin is either, right?
I would assume not. Anyway, Mahamatra Saino is still on vacation, so don't you worry. A couple of kidnappers aren't gonna get very far in Sumeru City these days. I have my... All of that said, if you're interested in Sachin's story, why don't you try tracking him down as well? The sooner we ascertain his whereabouts, the quicker we can act to ensure his safety. I mean, you could task all the Matra and the whole Corps of 30 with someone's protection, but if the client doesn't show themselves, there's...
Fair point. Guess we should start searching for him too, but where should we start?
None, I'm afraid. He's never committed any crimes or broken academic protocol, so we don't have a very detailed file on him. I've heard that Alhaitham has now stepped down from his post as acting Grand Sage and is back to being the scribe again. Maybe it's worth checking to see if he...
Good idea! Okay, we'll head back to the extravaganza venue and see if we can find him. Hey, Nilu?
Alhaitham?
We're trying to track down someone and we need him to pull up some records for us.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I don't... He's always the first to leave after the competition ends, and he never tells anyone where he'll be going.
Huh.
Let me think. To be honest, to him, being a commentator is just extra work he was roped into. Do you guys know of any places he'd go after work? There's still one more round to go. Would he really go to a tavern?
Oh, here's a thought. Maybe he just went straight. Paimon remembers that his house isn't that far from here, so we might as well check it out. Let's try knocking. No answer? Maybe no one's home. Hello? Alhaitham?
Oh, it's you two?
Oh, Kaveh, you're home!
Come on in, I'll get the door for you.
We didn't hear a peep when we first knocked. We thought no one was home.
Well, I can't be too careful. If someone from the academia came here looking for Alhaitham, and I opened the door for them without thinking, before long the whole...
You're pretty conscientious about this, huh? So, what happens if someone comes inside looking for him while you're...
It's fine, as long as I stay in my own room. Anyway, why would someone just barge in here looking for him? Most people have better things to do.
Fair enough.
What do you think? Who knows what he does in his free time? All that matters to me is that he's out of the house. I wouldn't call it that. He's just incapable of saying anything pleasant at all. I told him how the second round went. I won the lot draw, remember? Because of good karma, of course. My luck's on the rise. But him, being him... Oh, you wouldn't believe what he said! You're always quick to remind me that you're my upperclassman, and yet you do not problem solve in the manner becoming of an upperclassman. This begs the question of why we attach prestige to seniority at all. What does he mean, manner becoming of an upperclassman? What, am I supposed to earn the title of upperclassman now? And he didn't stop there. I'd encourage you to reflect on why you've ended up having to rely on luck every round. Frankly, it's incomprehensible to me how you've managed to make it to this age without acknowledging the proverbial elephant in the room of your life.
Yeah, that does sound like something Alhaitham would say.
I've had it with him. Every time I talk to him, it's the same way. He finds a way to infuriate me every single time. Anyway, the disdain is very much mutual between us, so I'll be moving out as soon as possible. I'm actually packing my things right now. He'll have to get used to doing his own cleaning and tidying from now on. See those perfectly hung paintings on the walls? They're coming with me too. If his life wasn't utterly...
Wait, you're moving out already? But the competition isn't even over yet. How can you afford it?
Well, obviously I can't just yet. I'm just packing early to get ahead of the game. I've got my new place picked out already. The moment I have my hands on the prize money, I'm going to buy it and move my things right in. It'll take me 3 days tops to move out of here for good. I now know what I have to do to achieve this goal. No matter what happens in the third round, I will win. I will emerge triumphant. You'll see.
Well, we'll be rooting for you. But...
In what...
Layla said that she thinks you'll get caught up in internal...
Meaning what exactly? Oh, don't tell me you think I have serious personality...
We didn't say that. But think about it. You say you want to win, but you also turned Faruzan down when she offered to give you her points. Plus, you took it upon yourself to help those desert foxes.
Wait, what's so unusual about all that? I gave you my reasons. I would have felt guilty otherwise. Where's the conflict in that? Well, when you put it like that... Yes, why indeed? It's a good question. I guess it's just in my nature. Plus, if I just...
But thinking like that all the time must make your life so exhausting. Not to mention that by helping out, you put yourself at risk. Fainting in the middle of the desert...
It's complicated. Look, let's maybe leave this conversation for another time. What was it you needed Alhaitham's help with, anyway? Sachin? Huh. He did actually... I remember he brought a few documents home that day. He was thinking out loud as he looked through them, making some notes and doodling as he went. He even suggested that I should take a look, but I didn't. Give me a moment. Let me go find them. Ah, this is the one. With taking liberties? He's certainly okay with helping himself to... And anyway, he did ask me if I wanted to read his notes. I didn't see the point at the time, so he doesn't leave documents lying around unless he's okay with other people reading them. It's fine, I promise.
Cool, if you say so. Okay, let's see what he's got on Sachin. a lot of information. So, to sum up, Sachin put the academia in charge of managing his estate and went off to do research. He even said that if he really liked one of the contestants, he wouldn't just give them a reward, but his entire estate as well. Oh, that must be worth
What? Are you all of Sachin's wealth? That's more than I could spend in a lifetime, surely. Heck, if I got chosen, I'd be able to pay off all my debts, then buy a new place, and still have cash to burn. I could build another Palace of Alcazar's Array, except this time, I'd make it 10 times bigger. Oh, then there's that new project in Port Ormos, of course. The bridge renovation. To do it properly would take upwards of...
Hey, snap out of it! You're getting way ahead of yourself there, mister!
You're right. First I need to focus on winning and moving out of this place.
Huh? Wait a moment. There's a loose... Did Al-Haytham write this? It looks like he was jotting ideas down as he was thinking things over. Let's see. Sachin, dead or alive? Unknown. Some of this stuff is just plain incomprehensible. Is this written in some other language?
Let me see. Huh. Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. That's a rough translation anyway. I can't guarantee it's 100% accurate. There's another smaller line of text underneath.
Wow. It's so cool that you can actually...
We worked together on a project once when we were students.
Oh, interesting. So, any idea what I'll...
Who knows? The way his mind works is when...
Fair enough. Well, guess we've learned all we can here. Yeah, he better catch those crooks. But until then...
Take it easy. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off.
Let's go to the academia and check...
You're here. Sorry, I was just about to send someone to inform you. I only just finished interrogating the suspect.
What did you find out?
Well, lots of unexpected details. The mercs themselves were surprisingly easy to catch. We just had someone dress up as Sachin and they took the bait. But then it starts to get messy. During the interrogation, we learned that they were hired by Sachin's own child.
What? Why would someone want to kidnap their own father? What's up with that?
It's anybody's guess at this point. In any event, apparently the guys we caught are just the tip of the iceberg. Most of them are still snooping around out. We're diverting manpower as we speak to try and round them all up.
Sure, let's go get to the bottom of all this.
Take it easy.
Are you sure this is the right place? Something feels off.
I'm positive. But I don't understand why they're all
Boss, we got more company.
Look, we were just doing what we were paid to do. You're punishing the wrong people here. You want the real culprit? It's this guy. He hired us to kidnap Sachin.
What happened? Who beat you all up?
Wait, you mean you aren't with them?
With who?
First there was this flying brat. Didn't bother asking any questions, just started throwing punches. After that, some guy wearing green came along and interrogated us for a bit.
I've got the confirmation I needed. This is the one who masterminded this whole plot. Giovanni. So, if you have any questions for him, now's your chance to ask them. When you're done, I'm arresting them all and taking them back to the Academia for further interrogation.
So why did you hire people to kidnap Sachin?
What do you think? 20 years ago, he upped and left to go and live a carefree life, not giving a second thought for my welfare. As if that's not bad enough already, he went and put his entire fortune in the care of the Academia, along with a contract saying that one day he'd pass it all on to a genius he admired. That's my inheritance. By rights. You expect me to sit back and watch it go to someone else? If he won't give me what's mine, I'll just have to take it. Of course! Didn't he say he would be here somewhere, watching the championship from the shadow? So, I figured I'd get some people to nab him. Then I make him change the contract. And if the Academia doesn't agree to hand over the goods, I make him publicly announce that I'm his chosen genius. No, the old fart knows how to stay hidden. I'll give him that. He's probably cooped up somewhere. What? I already thought he'd gone mad 20 years ago. And who knows what a madman's truly capable of. Diadem of knowledge? You mean that? Well, I can tell you that it's very expensive. He sold a lot of assets to purchase it back in the... Weird things started happening after he brought it home, too. For example, sometimes we'd hear a high-pitched voice coming from the storage room. Also, before donating it to the Academia, he once shut himself in that same storeroom and researched it non-stop for days. Something was already seriously wrong with him by that point. Nothing he did shocked me.
What do you mean, something wrong with him?
I only have a vague memory of it, since I was very young at the time. But I have the impression that he went out into the desert for research and didn't return for many years. When he finally did return, he was a changed person. He would mumble incomprehensibly and write essays day and night. I asked if I could see what he'd written, but he chased me out of the room. Later, he went out somewhere and took his written essays with him. When he got back, he signed his contract with the Academia. Part of me wonders whether he'd already stopped being my father by that point. Perhaps the man we called Sachin was a demon from the desert who was wearing his skin.
Okay, you can stop now.
You can believe me or not. Doesn't matter to me. I told you all I know. But if you do see Sachin, tell him this for me. Whatever it is that he's researching out there, he'll always be garbage in my eyes.
You finished? In that case, come with us. Well, we finally caught the guy behind all this. Thanks for providing us with the critical information. Do you still have any lingering concerns?
Yeah! Al-Haytham's notes do mention that item.
Scribe Al-Haytham looked into this matter. Understood. Well, if you believe there to be an issue with the diadem, I'd suggest contacting the organizers and getting them to pause the competitions while we investigate.
That makes sense. Okay then, let's get back to the you. We need to tell Karina what's going on.
Take it easy.
Karina!
You're finally back. Where have you been? I looked everywhere for you. The third round's already...
We were out capturing some bad guys who wanted to kidnap Sachin. But that's not important right now. We think there might be something wrong with...
The diadem? That seems unlikely. The diadem of knowledge has been used in every extravaganza over the last 2 decades, always without incident. Why has this come up now? This is pretty serious. Okay, here's the situation. The diadem is currently in Mount Ima Forest. We moved it there before the third round began. In the third round, contestants have to go into Mount Ima Forest, find the diadem, bring it back, and place it on the stand. The first person to do this gets 4 points. Considering how close the scores are between our contestants, whoever wins this round is very likely to be the winner of the whole competition. As such, I suspect competition to be very fierce. You might not make it in time. I'll mark the diadem's location for you. Please head there immediately. Let's hope nothing happens.
Alright, let's... That's weird. The locator stopped working. Uh-oh. This place looks empty. Did someone already take it? Well...
Take it easy.
Oh, looks like Layla has seized the diadem. But getting to the goal won't be easy.
That guy enters the fray.
Horizon's device has gone haywire.
The competition is heating up. Oh. And here's Kaveh bringing up the rear.
It's Kaveh's toolbox! Throwing the diadem to its owner!
Yes, that's right. Put the diadem in place, and you shall gain all you desire.
Who are you? I need you to get out of my head!
I am confident that you will not disappoint me. What just happened to me? Something's wrong.
At long last. So come, Kaveh. Come to me, my...
How do you know my name?
I am Sachin. Well, to be precise, I am but a Fate is a curious thing. Seeing you reminds me of another I once met. But you are made of sterner stuff than he. More cognizant of the trials and tribulations of this world. We meet for the first time, children. But what I mean to say now is of utmost importance. So please, pay attention and bear witness. You have all performed outstandingly in this International Championship. The Academia has many rare talents among its ranks, and you are the creme of the creme. But if I were to choose a successor, I would choose you, Kaveh. Not only because you were victorious, but also due to our similarities in character.
Me?
Why, yes. Both of us have the misfortune to be idealists, and that is the source of our misery. 28 years ago, I came to the desert and lived there for 8 full years. What do you think I saw there? Alas, endless strife and slaughter, conflict over water sources, robbing of merchant caravans, exploitation of the people relentlessly, day after day. Beyond the wall of Samiel lay a completely different world from the one I knew. The things I witnessed there tormented me greatly. I wished desperately to find a way to save them.
So,
As a Vahumana scholar, I tried to use Vahumana knowledge to find the answer. I researched history and anthropology, performed countless experiments on human nature, and even sought out the scholars living deep in the desert who called themselves the Lost Darshan. But in the end, I found that the answer I sought simply did not exist. It was not possible to simply assign blame for these transgressions to any one party, for the sins are carved into humanity's very nature. Our nature begets conflict, and conflict begets destruction. This is the inexorable truth. The aim of my research was to draw lessons from history. But what I discovered was that history offers no such guidance. After this realization, I could no longer see the meaning in anything that I had ever learned. Consumed by an overwhelming sense of emptiness. But before I went through with it, a strange twist of fate led me to come into the possession of this diadem, which has the ability to preserve part of one's consciousness. Into it, I placed my experiences before requesting that the Academia
As I thought. The contract you signed with the Academia was in essence your... But if you'd given up hope on this world, why did you feel the need to do this?
I mentioned that I had performed a great many experiments concerning human nature. You may regard this as the very last experiment. The Academia has no shortage of genius talents, nurturing the brightest minds of every generation. And so, with a handsome reward to draw out the worthiest of individuals, my hope was that one day I would find one who could untangle the mystery.
I see. So you desired a successor who was not only a genius, but who also understood the suffering of ordinary people. Such a person would have a clearer understanding of humanity, society, and the world.
Huh?
But did you ever consider that wealth numbs the human heart to the pain in the world? Even an idealist may be incapable of following through on your wishes after inheriting your wealth.
You are highly intelligent. Yet you are not the sort of person who would understand my line of thinking. To me, this is also part of the experiment. Whether my successor suffers as a consequence of my research, or succumbs to an indulgence in pleasure-seeking, my research will have progressed. I grieve the fundamental sickness of the world. I regret the unbearable weight of its history. And I lament the research that I failed to complete. And this, Kaveh, my dear child, is why you...
You're absolutely certain that you want to give me everything you owned?
I have faith in what I see in you. Now wear the diadem, Kaveh, and complete the journey that I could... Will the verdict I reached cause you suffering? Or will this newfound wealth numb your heart? I look forward to your answer. All of my research materials are being stored at all...
I've heard enough! My life's enough of a mess already. The last thing I need is more suffering. Keep your Mora. I don't need it. Didn't you say that you saw a lot of people in pain? Well, if that's the case, then your wealth can go to them. I guess.
Kaveh.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. Thanks, Tainari. Don't worry about me.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Kaveh.
Kaveh may have broken the diadem, but he successfully completed the task prior. According to the rules, this makes him the victor of round 3. Points-wise, this also makes him the winner of the Inter-Darshan As the champion and Sachin's personally designated successor, Kaveh has obtained the rights to inherit the entirety of his estate. For the avoidance of doubt, can you confirm that it is your intention to donate all of Sachin's wealth?
Like I said, he thought that the world is a bad place. Well then, let's use what he left behind to change it for the better. Rejecting the world will achieve nothing. He and I, we're...
All right. As the scribe, I will make a record of this incident on file. The sages will contact you in person for details on how exactly Sachin's estate is to be used.
That sounds fine. I don't know if his research findings were right, nor would I know how to finish his research for him. But what I do know is that by ending this here, no contestants will have to suffer. We won't be the last. There will be more championships to come, and countless future scholars will follow in our footsteps. Sachin's words can only cause pain, but not anymore. No one else we're all scholars here. I know full well that shutting down his views like this is autocratic and arrogant. Fine by me. It's the least I can do.
Well said. What you've expressed is a sense of justice and idealism that many aspire to, but few dare follow through with. I say this despite the fact that, in my view, it's quite ridiculous. You have long been aware of what your flaws are, but your pride alone prevents you from admitting it. Nevertheless, your perspective is well suited to appearing in a victory speech. Contestant Kaveh, on behalf of the organizing committee, it is my honor to congratulate you on your victory.
What? Please. I don't need your insincere... Anyway, this isn't the time or place for debates. Keep your commentary focused on the competition, not my views.
Congratulations, Kaveh. Also, you'll need to prepare for the award ceremony.
Looks like the ceremony will be held at the main venue. Let's head over and check it out.
thank you all for your excellent performance. And that brings this year's Interdarshan Championship to a close. Finally, it gives me great pleasure to invite our champion, Kaveh. Typically at this point, we would crown our champion with the diadem as well as presenting them with their award. However, we have just received word that Kaveh has inherited Sachin's estate and made the decision to donate it all to charitable causes.
Sachin's estate is getting
so much, Mora.
Kaveh's generosity will give many struggling families the chance to change their lives for the better. Of course, without the diadem and prize money to present, this makes the award ceremony a little more concise than expected. Would you like to say a few words, Kaveh? I'm sure many of our audience, like myself...
I'm not entirely sure what I should say under these circumstances. I'm glad to have won, even though I'd say luck played a big part in that. As for why I want to give the Mora away, I don't support Sachin's views, and I don't want to take his Mora. With a lot of things in life, people need to experience them for themselves. It shouldn't be up to one person to make a judgment on. Not him. Anyway, this isn't really the time and place for such weighty and complicated topics. So, I...
Oh, Kaveh, just one moment. While this is a short and sweet award ceremony, we do still have a prize to present you with. Please take this limited edition Genius Invocation TCG card. Additionally, your champion status will be logged in your record. This means that the sages will give priority consideration to any future project proposals you submit.
All right, I'll take the card. But as for project proposals...
In that case, I declare the award ceremony over. Let's give our champion Kaveh one last big...
I still don't really get it. The sum of Mora would have been enough for me to live...
That just means you're not strange enough to understand the way that geniuses think. Come on, we've still got the whole Wisdom Gala to explore.
Glad that's over. I think I'm quite good at giving speeches, but this one was just...
Do you mean that you're still exhausted from the competition? Honestly, you don't look happy at all, but whatever else happened, you're the...
I suppose... Oh, wait. Sino said he
So you're gonna give it to him? But if it's a rare one, you should be able to make a tidy sum of more...
Why would I do that? It's of no use to me whatsoever. I may as well just give it to him. Could you pass it on to him for me when you next see him?
Whoa, whoa! This is a super big deal! You should do it yourself!
Huh? But I was gonna rest for a while longer. Hey, stop pulling my hair!
What you looking at, Sino?
I'm still thinking about the Sachin issue.
Well, they gave me this limited edition Genius Invocation card, and I figured you'd have more use for it than I...
But it's a limited edition.
What else would I do with it?
But it's limited edition. Kaveh, are you in trouble? You don't have to do all this. Just tell me what's wrong, and I will help.
Oh, that's not what I meant at all. Yes, I have all sorts of problems, but that has absolutely nothing to do with this card.
All right. In that case, but now that I realize that you have no concept of its value, I cannot simply take it from you. How about this? I shall buy it from you at a fair price. Namely, the price that the previous limited edition card sold for.
Oh, come on. It's just one card. How much could it really be worth?
1 million more at the very least.
How much?
1 million more?
If you feel that's too low.
1 million more for a card? But you already have a whole bunch of these, shiny ones.
Not every card is this valuable, and some cards are exquisitely designed, but not rare.
Huh. Well, I guess they must pay you plenty to be General Mahamatra if you're splashing out on things like... But really, it's fine. I'd feel bad taking Mora from a friend.
Don't feel bad. I save a lot. I can spare the Mora for this card.
You don't spend all your savings on your hobbies, do you? You should watch that, you know. You definitely don't want to end up borrowing money in a moment of impulsivity. Living with debt is miserable.
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience. In that case, maybe you're the one who should be listening to your advice. In any case, I, Sino, will take this precious card, and it shall join the deck of destiny. Kaveh, come with me in a few moments to...
All right, if you insist. Far be it from me to refuse your courtesy any further. Well, at least I'll be able to keep on top of my bills this month. Maybe I'll even have some left over. In fact, let me treat you...
Well, this is what they call all's well that ends well. Paimon wonders how the other contestants are doing. Let's go check in with them, shall we? Since we're guest commentators and...
Take it easy.
There are signs that someone had stayed here very recently.
But we can't confirm if it was Inaya or not. Let's take a look around for... Did you hear that?
I heard it too. Let's investigate.
It sounds like we're getting closer. The voice is coming from over there.
Yes, we're almost there.
Stay back! It's Inaya! She's being attacked by wild animals! Inaya, don't be scared! We're coming to help!
There weren't so many big animals in this area before. Sorry.
Why did you leave? You really don't think we have a chance at winning the debate?
No. Everything happened because of me. If I'm gone...
Yeah! Everyone's working together towards a happier ending! No one should be...
It's all right if it's me. As long as the theater won't get demolished. You guys are the kindest people I've ever met.
Listen to me, and even if you were the reason that all of this happened, no one would blame you. Mr. Zubair said that you're one of us, so that means we will protect you. No matter what happens, we'll stand as one.
Nilu, there will always be a victim. Whether it's me or the theater, you can't win a debate against the academia. Especially Since my father he's always wanted me to become an exceptional researcher, and I tried my best to meet his expectations and did everything I could, but he still wasn't satisfied. Or rather, I'm no genius. But whenever he berated me, it was always as if he was asking me, well, yeah,
So that's why you ran away from home?
At first, I thought the father would slowly come to terms with reality. For one exam, I earned the 3rd highest score. I thought that all my hard work had finally paid off, and that I could finally make father feel. I even used the embroidery skills I learned at school to make a commemorative gift for him. I thought, even this daughter can
I see. When we were embroidering your gift before, I didn't feel like you were...
Yeah. Sorry for not bringing it up. These are not... I was tired of him yelling at me every day. But he was more angry than ever before once I'd given him my embroidery and told him You think you should be proud of 3rd place? Reflect on why you weren't 1st. I forgot how long I'd cried for. I only remember my parents arguing. My mother also. They argued for such a long time. My father eventually stormed out and slammed the door behind him. I've completely given up. We're just...
How horrible!
I don't think you can beat him in a debate. Because he doesn't even He can never understand the relationship performers have with their audience. His life, he just wants everything to happen according to his wishes. Is what we cherish. Our little place in this world means nothing.
It sounds like your past has had a huge impact on you.
I understand, but when we were preparing for the debate, I heard something quite wise. Maybe it'll help you. Mr. Zubair had...
Art must...
No. The most important... Miss Raykar has gone through a lot in her life, but she told us that she's very happy to... Although she ran into misfortune, it led her down a new path in life. She told me that the most important thing about an experience in... I can sympathize with your unhappiness at home, but after you ran away, you ended up at the theater and became one of us. Those unhappy experiences allowed you to really cherish your bonds with everyone, and also gave you the opportunity to become friends with us. Don't let your past suffering keep you from the new life that you've worked so hard to
Let the past stay in the past.
When I ran away from home, I swore that I would... But you're right. All I'm doing now...
Maybe you'll disappoint him, but that doesn't matter. You have a new... Don't let go of the answer you've worked so hard to find.
That's right. If we put our heads...
You're right. I'm not trying to meet his expectations. So why should I give up? I can't afford to lose anything more. The debate will not only protect Zubair Theater, but also allow me to settle things with Father.
That's the spirit!
Let's go. I'll tell... I know him very well.
All right.
Take it easy.
I'm telling you, you can't go wrong taking advice from me on what to wear. Back in the day, my fashion style was considered cutting edge by everyone in the academia.
Really? Well, then, Sure, Madame Farazan. Maybe you could pick out a few
Farazan! Nilu! Even Dia and Candace are...
Candace and I bumped into these two while we were strolling through the streets. Madame Farazan here's pretty friendly. When she heard that we were buying clothes...
I don't really see anything I'm familiar with. Never mind. We can purchase some textiles and make the clothes ourselves. Let's go with the plain fabric as our base. And embroider red and pink flowers on. Oh, and some green leaves.
Oh, wait a sec. You sure that's the latest style? That sounds a lot like what the older folks back home would wear.
Don't worry. This style is a timeless classic.
No thanks. This is actually sounding pretty weird.
Wait. Madame Farazan's right. That style is a classic and used to be mainstream fashion. But these days, if you don't mind, how about I pick some clothes out for everyone? It's not often that we get to meet up, especially since Candace rarely makes it to Sumeru City. Also, I know a few places where I can get a great bargain.
Sure. I'm happy to...
I'll come with you to have a look. One always has to keep on top of what the youth of today are into.
Madame Farazan? Come quick! She's over here!
Who are you?
We're new in the academia. We saw all the amazing things you did during the competition. Do you have any class?
Of course I do.
That's great! We can't wait. What's your area of...
I'm from Haravatat.
Huh? But you seem like an expert in machines. Wait, sorry. I remember now. You were representing the... Oh, their classes are so boring, though. I'm sorry, ma'am. Let me know if you run any other classes in the future. I'll be there.
I knew it. What about you? Aren't you going to leave with your friend?
I think you're amazing, Madame Farazan. And I'd like to learn from... I can take the class you're teaching as an option, even though cross-darshan lessons might be a little tough to arrange. But I look forward to learning from you.
I see. You're a good egg, child. Don't worry. Study under me, and I promise you will get the...
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, I won't disturb you any further. See you in class.
I don't quite understand what happened there, but...
Traveler, Paimon, would you two like to come and pick out...
Sorry, we can't. We've got a meal with Kaveh later, and we have to check in with all the other contestants before then. Oh, by the way, have any of you seen Hat Guy?
I don't know where Hat Guy went. We just saw Layla not too long ago, though. But she was hanging out with some other Ratahoa students, so we didn't get a chance to speak with her. Are you gonna go and see what she...
Ratahoa students? They must be the ones who voted for her to enter the competition, right? Oh, she didn't end up winning, so Paimon wonders how they feel about that. I'm sorry, everyone.
Oh, stop it. If you're going to beat yourself up after doing as well as you did, how bad does that make us look, huh? Heck, it's not like any of us...
I didn't see the whole thing, but you were the only contestant who scored points in both the first two rounds, right? And I heard that you actually found the diadem first in round 3. You came so close to winning the competition.
That can't be true. You had some really stiff competition out there. The renowned Tainari from Amorta. Getting points off them is a huge achievement. The way I see it, people aren't exaggerating one bit with the nicknames they give you.
Aw, thanks a lot. But I really don't think I qualify as a genius. And...
come on. Don't be so hard on yourself. We've decided we're taking you out to celebrate, and that's fun. Let's go. Cheer up, Layla.
Looks like things are going well for Layla. This is... We haven't seen Hat Guy since the end of the competition. Oh well, it's almost mealtime. We'd better go... can't believe it, but it finally...
Are you sure you have enough to cover this? Don't blow it all at once.
Don't worry. I budgeted very carefully, and this is well within my means. Anyway, I've lost count of how many times you've treated me. It's high time I Oh, Traveler! Paimon! Over here!
Ooh, look at all this! Good food!
I heard that you went to see the other contestants. How's everyone doing?
Faruzan found herself a student, and Layla's classmates are bowled over by how well she did. We couldn't find Hat Guy, though. Who knows what—
Alhaitham's gone missing in action, too. The one time I'm actually in a good enough mood to treat him to a nice meal, he disappears without a trace. That guy. Where the heck could he have gone? I still have... Well, whatever. He can do what he wants.
You shocked me a little when you hurled the diadem to the ground. On further reflection, of course, it made sense, but at the time I was expecting at least some amount of deliberation.
Sachin's voice started talking to me inside my head from the moment I picked it up. I could feel his emotions, too. It was a mix of despair and horror swirling around inside my mind. He bombarded me with his ideas relentlessly, like he was trying to brainwash me. It gave me a splitting headache that only got worse as, like I was saying at the time, his views are not necessarily completely without value. But if all his research does is lead to misfortune, then we're probably better off without it.
If his forbidden research were to spread in a harmful form and cause people to suffer, the Mantra would step in and ban it.
I think you did the right thing. I suppose another way to approach it would have been to claim that you agreed to inherit his research, but give up the research as soon as you've inherited the wealth. But that wouldn't have been your style. I won't comment on his theories or experiments, but I don't believe that he was careless in his choice of candidate. He chose you. That means he knew what he was doing.
Perhaps. I just think that if you accept someone else's things, you should honor their—
That's a good thing. It means that you have integrity.
Thank you, oh my god, thank you. See, it's a good thing Alhaitham isn't here right now. He'd be quick to explain why you're wrong.
Seems like you always include him in the conversation.
Yep. No dinner with Kaveh is complete without a few words about Alhaitham.
I sense that Alhaitham has in fact been here with us.
He's here? Where? Why didn't you tell me?
He lives rent-free in each of our hearts.
Oh, that was horrifying. It lit—
Good thing you didn't say that before we started eating. That would have killed the mood in a heartbeat.
All right, enough about Alhaitham. Tighnari, did you achieve what you wanted out of the championship?
I did, in the first round, in fact. Word of mouth proved very effective. I spoke to a handful of people, they told their friends, and so on. Now, a record— Oh, are you free next month? You should come along.
About what? I don't know the first thing about anything Amorta-related.
Just play to your strengths. For instance, you could talk about the distinguishing features of rainforest architecture, or ask everyone not to chop down too many trees the next time they're building a house.
Oh, well, that's no problem. Sure, I'll make time. Has everyone had enough to eat?
I'm full. I'm super full, too. If only we could eat—
Yeah, we should do this more often. Work will always be there, but seeing friends is important, too. This is a good restaurant.
Sounds good. We should pick a few other places as...
There are other good places around here, too? Oh, and don't forget to invite us if you go. There's nothing we love more than good food.
Kaveh, do you have plans after this?
I was thinking of maybe going to the academia for some alone time. Nothing set in stone, though. Why do you ask?
It looks like this Inter-Darshan Championship's a wrap. All that stuff with Sachin and the diadem got sorted too. Have you still got anything? Oh, right. Yeah, Sachin said that he placed his research materials at somewhere beginning with... It might be dangerous if someone finds his old research stash, right? Where do you think it could be? Holy smokes, you're right! He said he spent all the time researching in the desert, didn't he? So it's very possible that that's where he'd leave all his notes. All right then, let's head up.
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Oh, hey, them. What are you reading? Are those?
Sachin's notes? Yes, I came across his profile while I was organizing some documents and became interested in his research. If it wasn't for that, I never would have agreed to being a commentator. I had a hunch after seeing the fragment of his mind, and sure enough, I came...
Wait! So, are you alright? How do you feel?
I think you may have misunderstood something. The reason Sachin chose that architect to inherit his research was that only he could really empathize with both the calamity and the humanity that these notes seek to convey. Only one who resonates with these sentiments would suffer and begin to think of history as bleak, the present as perplexing, and the future as pessimistic. Empathy is a double-edged sword. Clearly, I am not the same sort of person. Empaths have many friends, and their wide social circle comes with certain societal advantages. But this also makes it hard for them to achieve their goals.
Why's that?
All important things in life involve other people. As such, it's extremely difficult to live a life that causes... If you really want to achieve your goals, you have to be prepared to make enemies along the way. Not everyone... And that reality is like the material here. Objective, heavy, negative. But, at the end of the day, for all these experiment results in...
So, what are your thoughts now that you've...
As a scholar, Sachin was without a doubt a genius. He laid the blame for the darkness in the world squarely on humanity, experimented extensively with reliable results, and drew logical conclusions. In that sense, one might say his views were...
So, people are bad? And things can only ever get...
That is not a question for me to answer. Someone else will arrive shortly. You can ask them instead. All I will say is that the world is not built on correctness alone. Sometimes, being correct means nothing at all. Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. By their own choice, the idealist seeks to bring happiness to all while denying themselves the same. Thus, they shall never reach even the borders of truth until they wipe away the ignorance that blinds them. I've never been able to agree with certain philosophies. Even Sachin himself struggled to comprehend the notion of sacrificing one. But sadly, all viewpoints will find their supporters, and the way we see the world largely decides our fates. Alright then, I got what I came for. These research materials are yours to look at.
Wait, so you came here just to read this stuff? You missed out on—
get-together? Ah, yes, that makes sense.
Guess what? Kaveh treated everyone this time.
Then I'm sure he packed up the leftovers for me. See ya.
And there he goes. Well, it seems like he really wasn't affected by this research. He said that someone else would answer our questions. Traveler, Paimon, you're already here. Nihira! Oh, and wait, so you asked him to take part in the championship? Yes, it was me. Did you know that there was something wrong with the diadem from the start? And if so, why didn't you switch it out for another? Because Sachin's research is not mistaken. He spent his entire life researching this topic, and these materials are a result of that. These are the crystallization of his wisdom. Yes, I was worried that the material might cause some disruption, but I didn't want to wipe away all his hard work searching for the truth. So instead, I had Hat Guy here help me.
Seriously? I think you can stop calling.
Why? Don't you Well, anyway, if Sachin's chosen successor hadn't been able to handle his research, or if it had brought pain to more people, he would have intervened at a suitable moment.
And after all that, the person Sachin chose turned his nose up at his life's work.
I was also hoping that this could be an opportunity for you to learn how to interact with people normally.
That wasn't necessary. I'm still paying you back for your help. And the last thing I need...
Nahida, what did you mean by Sachin's research is not mistaken? Does that mean... put it this way instead. Truth to me is like a shroom boar. Some people only see the mushroom on the shroom boar's back, and they conclude that the shroom boar is a mushroom. Others see only the shroom boar's body, and they declare that the shroom boar is a boar. Still others look deeper inside, and determine that the shroom boar is meat. These conclusions are all correct in their own way, but none of them objectively describe the shroom boar. Paimon kinda gets it. The world is the same way. No one, not even I included, can understand it in its entirety. Within the confines of our limited knowledge, some may blindly believe in the beauty of this world, and others may focus. In truth, the most important thing isn't what state the world is in now, but what people hope it will become. But of course, I don't mean that as a criticism or a call to action. Ultimately, my duty as the God of Wisdom is to guide every form of wisdom to a place where it can find its purpose.
That was a long speech. So what are you actually going to do with these research materials?
Because Kaveh, as the successor of this research, does not wish to see these ideas but even though Sachin's research could be considered negative wisdom, it is still a building block of the truth. If someone wishes to follow in his footsteps in the future, I will not stop them. I also look forward to the day that a member of the Vahumana Darshan can not only comprehend his theories, but also find a way out from the despair as well.
Vahumana doesn't have that kind of talent. Wait, you're not intending to keep me in Vahumana long term, are you? I don't remember signing up to become a scholar. Don't you think I'm useful enough to you?
Oh boy, here you think so? Well, to that, I would say that in Sumeru, even I hope that your studies in Vahumana will help you deal with your own fate, and learn how best to settle old debts from your past. I will review your final thesis myself. I'm expecting great things from you, Mr. Hat Guy.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Gotcha! Dance with the waves! Here!
Everyone hold hands! With all my strength! I see everything!
Quietly now. Game's up. Fun's over.
This dance is for you! Positions! Yeah!
Take it easy.
I see everything.
Busted.
With all my strength.
All eyes on me!
Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha. Take it easy.
Everyone hold hands.
Quietly now. Game's up. It's over.
Pretty good.
A chest full of valuables and a trove of potential clues. Easy money.